Hi Anne, thank you for your time. So what is your role at the council?
My job title is Housing Strategy and Implementation Manager, and what that means in practice is that I'm responsible for the development and the delivery of the housing strategy. I'm also responsible with my team for working with housing associations to deliver affordable housing to Peterborough. Peterborough is not a stock holding authority anymore. Although we have a small number of homes, we're not a major stock player, so we rely on our partners to deliver affordable housing in the city, and it's important that we work with them to maximise the grant that they receive, that the homes that are delivered are meeting the needs of Peterborough and are the right tenures and located in the right areas. We also monitor the delivery of housing overall in the city, because the local plan sets out targets for the number of homes to be delivered, and it's important that we actually check that that's being met. So we do an annual report that looks at the number of homes delivered throughout the city with the breakdown between market and affordable.
What is the housing strategy and why is it important?
The housing strategy is a document which brings together all the different aspects of the strategic housing functions that the council's responsible for. So it's an opportunity to bring into one place our housing agenda, what we see as important for the delivery of housing in Peterborough, and also the challenges and the difficulties that we face as a city. Peterborough is a growing city and the demand for housing is high. We're a city where incomes are quite low compared to the national average, and although our house prices are relatively low, rents are quite high. There's a high demand for rented accommodation. Nearly 25% of homes in the city are private rented sector. So that means we want to ensure that those homes that are provided in the private rented sector are a good standard, and that landlords are responsible and make sure that tenants have decent housing to live in. So one of the challenges is monitoring and maintaining the standard of the private rented sector.
So homelessness is an issue that all cities are trying to tackle. So what's the situation like in Peterborough?
We do have a big issue in Peterborough. We have the issue that we have rough sleepers, but we also have a high number of families and individuals in temporary accommodation. And we want obviously to improve that situation, avoid homelessness where possible. So in the housing strategy, there's a real focus on prevention. So we want to get to a situation where people get help before they've reached that crisis point where they need to go into temporary accommodation. And it will be a lot better for households, but also much better for the city if we can tackle that.
The house strategy is currently out for consultation, so what will happen after it closes?
We'll review all the feedback that we've received, and we'll present that in a report to councillors and make sure that senior officers are aware of the feedback we've received. That will then inform any changes that we make to the document itself and to the actions that are in the strategy to deliver our priorities. Our intention is that once the strategy is adopted, that we will continue to monitor it and to make sure that it stays relevant and a live document rather than just something that sits on the shelf.
The city is undergoing a large sort of growth and regeneration programme. Would you say that housing plays a major part in our city's future and success?
Most certainly, yes. The regeneration projects that are happening in the city, a lot of them are quite city centre focused, which is great. We've got a lot of brownfield sites that have sat derelict or unused for a very long time, and they will provide a brilliant opportunity to provide a real mix of housing that meets that whole range of needs and whole range of markets that we want to provide for Peterborough. So regeneration is key. It's less contentious in lots of ways for Peterborough. It's not delivering huge new sites in areas that some people might not want to see housing delivered. So all it will do is improve the vibrancy of the city centre, but at the same time provide opportunities for housing that's right near to people's workplaces, to their leisure opportunities. So yeah, I think it's vital that we focus on regeneration as much as growth in other areas.
Brilliant. And this might be a negative opinion, but people might say, well, consultation, how can I really help shape the strategy with my feedback? So what would you say to those people about why it's so important for them to have their say?
We don't see this as a final version at the moment. It is a draft. We really do need to have feedback to say, have we addressed all the right issues? Have we highlighted all the right challenges? Have we taken up all the opportunities that are there to help us meet these challenges? So we need to hear from people to say, have you left me out of your strategy? Or as a business, I feel that this is important for delivering a strategy that's housing focused for Peterborough. We're here to listen and to shape it after we've had that consultation response back.